Delta, Sierra, Juliet.
Melbourne! Would you know what type of aircraft I've got? Is it a type of military aircraft?
Is the aircraft still with you?
It's now approaching from the southwest! The engines were firing! I've got it set at 23, 24, and the thing is coughing!
Roger. What are your intentions?
On the 21st of October 1978, hundreds of people along the Victorian coastline looked to the skies in wonder at what they were witnessing. This includes a plumber that unsuspectedly took a photo of a UFO that went on to make worldwide headlines. Whilst people turned to Pine Gap, the joint US-Australian Space Observatory in the Northern Territory, to explain the mysterious lights in the sky, the truth wouldn't be disclosed for years to come, that Pine Gap had an alternative purpose. The CIA wasn't occupying our top end to discover the wonders of the universe. Instead, they were here in our backyard, spying on the rest of the world.
Mr. Blackman, can you tell us what happened to Frederick Valentich?
No comment.
Can you confirm that Frederick is deceased? I've heard that there's no trace of any debris. Is that true?
I'll explain everything in good time.
Will that include an explanation of all the UFO sightings on the night of Frederick's disappearance?
You're in drugs, Mr. Nolan.
You can't hide the truth.
Mr. Blackman, do you have any news of my son? I come in person to inform you of your son, Mr. Valentich. Is my son okay? I'm afraid the news isn't good. I'm very sorry.
The public deserve to know the truth.
Is it possible that Frederick Valentich was abducted by aliens?
I refuse to answer such a ridiculous question.
Do you have any information you can tell us at all?
Is that thing rolling?
Rolling.
On the 21st of October 1978, a young pilot, Frederick Valentich, lost contact with his Tullamarine air traffic advisors and crashed into the Bass Strait. Now, everyone in the Royal Australian Air Force and the aviation community in general give their deepest sympathy to his family and friends.
I have evidence that several people have reported UFOs at the same time in and around the same location that Frederick disappeared.
This is not a fanciful
The
film.
public demands the truth.
The investigation will be handed over to the Department of Transport to evaluate the occurrences of that fateful night. Now, if you would excuse me.
The engines were firing! I've got it set at 23, 24, and the thing is coughing!
Roger. What are your intentions?
My intentions are to fly to King Island! Melbourne! That strange aircraft's hovering above me again!
It's hovering!
And it's not an aircraft! It's...
I really miss him.
Did you feel safe with Frederick whilst in the air?
Mr. Graham, my doll's a great pilot.
Did he tell you why he was going to King Island?
To get us crayfish for dinner with our parents. We're gonna tell him that we're gonna get hitched.
So everything between you and Frederick was going okay?
Well, a couple nights before, Freddie wasn't really himself. He's always usually cheerful, but on that night he wasn't in good spirits.
Do you ever wonder what's out there, Rhonda? What if we're not alone? We think that there's nothing out there, but there is. There's an entire world, we just can't see it, but it's there.
Frederick, you're being silly.
Recently he had a training session at the Royal Australian Air Force in East Sale. He was saying all sorts of stuff about UFOs.
Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be abducted by UFOs? If a UFO landed in front of you right now, I would get in it. But never without you.
I love you, Frederick Valentich.
You still think he's alive?
When the aliens are finished with him, he will return home and we will get married.
I'm at the front of Moorabbin Airport where missing pilot Frederick Valentich flew out before disappearing over the Bass Strait last week. I can confirm that both the father, Guido Valentich, and girlfriend, Rhonda Rushton, were interrogated today over the mystery that surrounds Frederick's disappearance. The Department of Transport's investigator, Mr. Graham, has refused to comment over the investigation so far. There have also been several requests made to Pine Gap to release any data to explain what the reported activity was on the night of Frederick's disappearance. These requests have been rejected by the joint US-Australian Space Observatory in the Northern Territory. This has heightened speculation that Pine Gap, the Department of Transport, and the Royal Australian Air Force are hiding information from the public.
Mr. Graham speaking.
Hello, Mr. Graham. My name is Paul Norman. I might be able to help you out with something.
I know who you are, Mr. Norman. I don't buy into your ridiculous ideology.
No, just hear me out. You need to speak with a fella by the name of Mr. Hardiman. Him and his wife, they filed a UFO.
Please, you're wasting my time.
Listen, he said Mr. Blackman came by their place and he was making all kinds of threats, treated them like second-class citizens. This is your chance. Mr. Graham, you can catch the Air Force out in their lies.
I've noted your request, Mr. Norman.
Thank you for the call.
I've never really believed in UFOs before. Not the little green man type. They were taken on a time-lapse camera near the Cape Otway Lighthouse.
This proves that my son may still be alive.
The picture isn't clear enough to identify the object properly.
This shows a bona fide, unknown flying object of moderate dimensions. It shows a fast-moving object exiting from the water and darting off out into the sky. This is the best evidence yet that we are not alone in the universe.
I assure you, Prime Minister, the people of Australia and their safety always come first.
If Pine Gap is exposed to Russia for what it really is, then not even God can help us.
Understand, Mr. Prime Minister.
Can you guarantee me that your investigator is not a Soviet spy?
I signed him myself personally.
The last thing we want is another world war. Time is of the essence.
Yes, sir.
Do whatever's necessary to resolve this situation.
This is the last box of evidence, sir. It includes over 500 official UFO reported sightings within the past 3 weeks.
I need you to tell me everything you know about Pine Gap.